Hello my crafty peeps, it's Cheyenne from ecdesignstudios.com. Today I'm going to show you how to turn the haunted house, well, it's not really the haunted house, it's the house from the Home Sweet Home Thinlits die set into a Halloween treat box for whatever Halloween goodies that you're wanting to give. So we are going to be using the pumpkin pie glimmer paper. Isn't that gorgeous? The camera does not do it justice. This is so rich and yummy and gorgeous. You need this in your life. Trust me, this is blang blang. Alright, so you need the house die from the Home Sweet Home Thinlits collection, and we're going to use the window. You get two choices of window. There's the square one, and there's also one that has an arch over the top. Whichever one you choose to use, that's up to you. It is your project. We are also going to be making a little treat tag to go on this. So this is from the Tags and Labels framelit set, and cut out of basic black cardstock. We're going to be stamping the Happy Halloween from the Jar of Haunts stamp set. We're going to be embossing it. So get your Stampin' Up! White embossing powder. Silver would look good on this too. There's the new copper that you could use too. I just thought, you know, the glimmer paper, I want that to be the star. So maybe something a little more subtle and subdued for the sentiment. You're also going to need some of the Halloween Night Baker's Twine, the pumpkin pie and basic black one, or the other one. It comes with basic black and basic gray in the swirl. So your choice, it's your project, make one of each if you want. You're also going to need your Big Shot magnetic base plate, and we're going to be using some, here it is, some window sheet too. You don't have to use this if you're going to put your goodies in a cellophane bag. You can just stick it into the box, but I want to show you, if you want to have loose stuff in there, how to do the windows and not have everything go all over the place. Alright, so let's get to it. We've got our Big Shot here. I need to move some more stuff out of the way. It's going to get runned over. Alright, magnetic platform, which y'all know I love when I'm working with the thinlits and framelits. And let's get our little house. We're going to need two of these. This is, the glimmer paper comes in 12 by 12 sheets. I cut it at 6 inches, so it's a 6 by 12. And you can get, on average, 3 of these out of each little 6 by 6. So you can make a total of 3 of the standard houses out of each 12 by 12 sheet that you're using. Wait, you know what? We're going to go ahead and get some of our windows in. So this little square here, this is going to be a side of the house. So I'm just going to kind of pop that in the center. You could add a door to the front. There is a door die. It cuts out 3 sides and it keeps one hinged, so it will actually open and close like a door. But since I was wanting treats in there, I thought, you know what, we'll stick with just the windows. That'll be fine. So there we've got that, and there's our little window. Alright, let's do the same thing. There we go. Pop our window on. You could also choose to not cut out a window at all. It's your choice. It's still cute either way. It's made out of the pumpkin pie glimmer paper. You really can't go wrong. Everything's going to look fantastic. Oh, alright. Little guy. So, you're good. Alright, pop that aside. Let's bring in our tag. I'm going to get some embossing buddy over it because we are embossing. The embossing buddy just helps with any sort of static so that your embossing powder isn't clinging to everything. Got our Versamark ink pad, our Happy Halloween, and just kind of stamp. You know, if you didn't want to do a sentiment, you could do, you know, a ghost or bats, whatever. I've got my Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist off to the side. Y'all know I love my Stampin' Scrub and Stampin' Mist. Makes my life easier. Alright, with Versamark, you don't have to rush too much with it. It does tend to stay wet for 10 minutes or so. I've never quite pushed it that far, but you do have like some time to kind of fool around. Just not too much. Don't go crazy. Oh. Don't you just love this system here? These are little containers that I got from my local dollar store, and these are little plastic spoons that they had in the party section. I did have to cut them off a little bit, but this setup makes my life so much easier. Alright, let's get out our heat tool and emboss this. Alright, and there we go. Did you notice that I was embossing from the bottom of the piece? Apparently that's exactly how you're supposed to do it. There's science that supports that. Alright, anyway, let's get back to business. Alright, I'm going to get out my handy dandy bone folder, and it's kind of hard to see on the glimmer paper, but there are score marks on here. So I'm just going to go ahead and score at all the score marks. And I find it's definitely easier to pre-score everything and really get that crease in good with a bone folder. It just makes everything pop together so much easier. Oh, I think I just got a paper cut. That's what happens. That's one of the dangers of being a paper crafter. Paper cuts. Could be worse. My day job, I am a hairstylist. I have quite a collection of little scars from nipping myself with my scissors, because it's one of those things that just happens, especially after you sharpen your scissors. Alright, now we are going to, I would probably suggest, this is glimmer paper, it's got some texture to it. Liquid glue is fantastic, but you kind of want something that has a good strong hold. Normally I would use tear and tape on this, and I'm going to continue to try that today. If you have the fast fuse, I think that would probably be brilliant. And the mini glue dots might do a good job. Usually when I'm adhering things to the glimmer paper, I do use the mini glue dots, but I'm not sure how effective that would be for this project, the 3D project. So I'm going to get tear and tape on this, take off all of the adhesive backing, and then we'll be back. Alright, so quick little look-see. Got this little tab on the side, the two tabs on both points, and this little one. When you're putting the house together, you know, this little tab should have one, but we're going to keep that open because that's where we're going to put our treats. So on this side, the same thing, the side tab, both of the top little corner ones, the bottom one, and I put two pieces on this because it's going to hold on to the other side. So, alright, I'm going to take all the adhesive backing off, and we'll be back. Alright, so that's all of our pieces. Now, I did burnish the tear and tape down pretty good. It still started to lift up, so definitely go with like the fast fuse. I think that would be the better choice. Alright, so here's what I'm going to do first. You're going to put the two houses together so you can see, you know, the two lines here. We're going to pop that down right over the little end tab. Line up everything, burnish it down really well, and then I'm going to take, this is also where working on a silicone mat comes in handy, because the tear and tape or fast fuse, whatever you're using, is not necessarily going to stick to the silicone mat. So alright, now I'm going to fold over both outside edges, and I'm going to connect the other little side tab, burnish it down, And then you have your little box. Alright, so I'm going to take my two little side panels for the bottom, and I'm going to connect them to the piece that has the two pieces of tear and tape, and then I'm going to put the other one over that. So that will seal up the bottom there. And I'm going to take my bone folder, stick that in, burnish all of that down really well. Alright. Oh, you know what? I do not need tear and tape. Actually, I'm going to put tear and tape, keep tear and tape on just one of these sides of the top. There we go. Alright, because that way you can get your snacks in. Now you know what? I'm going to go ahead and take the tear tape off of both top sides. So don't do that part, because I kind of forgot we're going to actually need to get into the box to put our treats. So at this point, you would pop your treats in, and then let me show you how we're going to seal it up. So these two tabs, we're going to pop them to the top. And how I'm going to close this is I'm going to put two little holes on these little tabs. So let me get out my hole punch, my small hole punch. And let's go ahead and line these up. This is probably something you should have done before you got the box together, but sometimes it's nice too, because then you can really line it up and make sure that everything is going to fit. Alright, so my suggestion, remember to do this step before you punch, before you put it all together. Punch the holes before you put it all together, unless you've got a smaller hole punch than I do. Sometimes you just got to use what you got. Alright, so we've got our two hole punches. Now we're going to take our Halloween night DSP. So pop in your treats, and then we're going to thread this through. If you have a hard time threading things through, you can get dental floss threaders. All of mine are packed up right now, so I don't have them to use, but they are a very inexpensive way to get your things threaded through. It does work very similar to a threader that you would use on your sewing machine. Now, alright, we're just going to nip off a section. There we go. Alright, so pop your treats in. Now I'm just going to tie a basic knot first to keep it all in. You know, tying things, that is one of those things that it does work so much better when you're not on camera, because that is the way life works. Alright, so basic knot just to hold it together. There we go. Now if you didn't use the glimmer paper and you used a piece of the Halloween Night Designer Series paper, it's double-sided, so you're not going to have the white showing. It'll be just a nice little pattern. Oh, also need to hole punch the tag. The tags and labels dies, they do have a hole punch that you can do while you're cutting it out. Sometimes I just like to just use the hole punch. So alright, I've got that strung on top of the knot, and now I'm going to just attempt to tie a decent looking bow on camera. And that was just out of frame a little bit. So just a basic bow. Adjust it, make it look cute. This is something that, you know, does require a little bit of practice. You can keep the tails long, you can cut them shorter. I kind of like them longer, and this way whoever gets it, they do have the option of opening it and sealing it back up. But there we go. There's our little Halloween treat box. If you wanted to really get fancy with all of this, you could absolutely like decorate it like you would a regular haunted house with the other dies, you know, put your windows and doors and everything in, go to town, get some bats and ghosts and spiders and all of that. It's whatever you want to make it. I figure if you're going to be making a whole bunch of these, this would be good. The glimmer paper looks great on a tablescape. So if you're having a Halloween party, these would look really cute. Oh, I forgot to show you the window sheet. So with that, all you would do is cut out pieces of the window sheet before you put it together, and you're going to adhere it to the inside of your window so that nothing can, sneak out or anything. That's all there is to that. Sorry I missed that. Totally spaced on that one. Alright, anyway, that's it for today. Thank you so much for watching. If you liked what you saw, please remember to like and subscribe. For a full list of products that I used and extra details, stuff like that, links to my online store, the prices of the products I used, it will be in the coordinating blog post on my website, which will be linked in the description bar below. My website is a good place to check out every now and again because I do sometimes put stuff on there that I don't necessarily make YouTube videos for. Alright, thank you again. Happy creating, happy crafting, and happy Halloween.